Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik, and this is Game Over the Pacific Admits Edition, and this is my play by email match against Deaniks. He's a Japanese player for me as allied side, now 1st March of 42. 2 months left for the Japanese to really achieve great things early with amphibious assault, landing, loading, unloading bonus. And so far, the Japanese are not really successful on the strategic level of the game. Tactically, maybe they sunk 2 carriers, 2 battleships, and other equipment. But it's really that the Allies still holding far too many important locations. Bombardments of Rangoon. Rangoon is also one of the cities the Japanese normally need to take fast. And they failed. Once again, no Navy clash. Only Navy search. So it's not that Deaniks have nothing in Rabaul, but he's only looking around. He's not really using the base to strike out and take over all the surroundings. At least not so far. Little air bombardment in China. But very little air bombardment. Still Japanese subs around Pago Pago. But maybe not more. Yeah. Christmas Islands, maybe? No subs more? Yeah. Once again, a very short turn. With a successful ending for the Allies. I get a 1 Mark 14 hit on a cargo ship. But no sinking sound. Pity. But the cargo ship is damaged. And hopefully more experience for my submarine crew. But no attempt to storm any city here once again. So I built up some bases, but yeah. Let's check how was the turn. So a new month and no air action, no sinking sound, but at least I hit on a cargo ship. Still, because now we are March, I can maybe check the total losses so far. You can see the average kill ratio is roughly speaking 6 to 10 in favor for the Allies. What is not good? 1-to-1 kill ratio is already bad for Japan, but a negative kill ratio is very bad for Japan. I cannot really have any other statement for this. So the Allies, the Japanese, these numbers are inflated. You can see 11,000 to, so we have 200 aircraft too high reported on this part of the display. Yeah, again, you would, if you call it like you must decrease the number by 10 to 15%, then you have maybe the true numbers. Still, the Allies lost, the Japanese lost roughly speaking 360 something zeros. These are Navy pilots. A lot of torpedo bombers, a lot of dive bombers, and Navy long-range torpedo bombers, Nels and Bettys. So this is all Navy, and then only a little Oscars. You can see that Deaniks is, of course, it's not so easy, but he's relying heavily on the Japanese Navy Air Force. This is air armored, so the Japanese Navy Air Force is much stronger compared to the normal scenario 1 game, but it's still hard to maintain this kind of losses. For me, mainly my workhorse fighter Warhawk EB and Buffalo was walking and fighting and dying, plus Hurricane 2Bs. So the Buffalo is the only really meat shield I use. The rest are really useful, I would say. If you have decent enough pilots for cap, you can get a 1-to-1 kill ratio with a 0. And I lost many, or nearly all of my B-17s are destroyed at the turn 1 at Mindanao. So I had some aircraft, I think, destroyed by flak or fighters, but it was so little. I don't know I think this was the B-70E. The E I lost some air to air, but the Ds are all destroyed at turn 1. Good. Overall, I would say, no issue for the Allies, and this is an issue for Japan, this kind of losses. At least, if I would call it a loss. Issue. Air groups destroyed, that is related to the loss of Prince of Wales and Repulse, plus my Mauritius, the Fiji cruiser, that was a really good light cruiser. The Dutch cruisers, I don't care too much. But this is the air groups are destroyed. The 2 air groups are destroyed at Mindanao at day 1. So this you can see 8+8, the 16 B-17s. Lost pilots, wounded, missing in action, not many because I don't really fight over enemy territory. Killed in action, can happen. I have already some aces, but no double ace. I have only 1 ace lost in the battle so far. These are, of course, they're all small fish guys. So if an ace is an ace and he is dead, then it's maybe worth mentioning it. But you can also see that I have tons of good pilots in my Warhawks. So that is all for this. Ship sunk. Still early in the war, so many reports are maybe not true, at least for the Japanese. Reported sunk a carrier, but I don't think so. 2, 3 cruisers went down, a lot of APs, AKs and other equipment. Nothing really too important, but some stuff went down for sure. For me, of course, Lexington, Repulse, Prince of Wales, Charlotte and Mauritius are the ships. They're all good and a little painful to lose them, but the small Dutch, British second class, C/D class, these cruisers, who cares? A bunch of other equipment went down. A lot of this light cargo ship stuff. I use them and for patrol and early warning, or I let them run high risk operations, and if they're dying, then they're lost anyway. So the ship amount of 304 ships lost is high, of course, but I really don't care, and there's so many ships. Still, it would be maybe a Japanese victory, you could call it, but this is a Japanese defeat. And land war, you can see this is only 5-1, something like this. That is also very shitty. Normally early one you have 10-1, 20-1, 30-1 if you're really good. 5-1 is shitty, weak. And of course, what is really breaking here the number game is the control of bases. It shows everything that this game is very slow. I don't say it's lost, but it's slow. Good, so far My battleships are nearly, I think, under the repairs all done. Wait, I thought I had some. No, nothing. The battleships are here. So these battleships, they are ready to go now. I have here 1 or 2 ships. I will stand down and send them now to full upgrade pass, but most of them had already. Here is one. Arizona need upgrade to get finally a radar. The air radar is of course nice, but more important is the Navy search radar. But overall, I would start to send now more and more battleships to the Southeast Pacific and find a way to use them. Yeah, but that is the situation. Still don't get any Navy search detection here at Nomaya. I start to build up or try to bring in some stuff to Norfolk Island. It's the beginning. I have here now a Navy search, but they, I think, just arrived, and I have not have I any aviation support here? Yeah, I have aviation support. It's the same with this island, and I will maybe also build up a Raoul Island because I can do it. Brisbane, no attempt for any really attack raiding, any threat against Australia, so I can focus on building up Port Moresby. Townsville is also looking fine. Airfield 8 already done. Now I try to get port level 7 to also fix some smaller major damage stuff. Some cruisers are here. I have to sooner or later I have to send them to the shipyard to get an upgrade. Some damage destroyers. This is all I think from there was a battle. But the damage is nearly fixed, then I can send them to Brisbane to fix the last major damage stuff. Overall, I also have here some forward submarine base. I only need some more fuel here, or tanker with fuel, and I can. Not that the distance is too far, but I can rearm torpedoes here and then directly at Rabaul. Would be helpful. Darwin is also building up slowly but steadily. Soon will be Airfield 8, and then I will also try to get here bigger port. I control Tarakan, Balikpapan, all of Java. So the Japanese took Palembang, but I don't know if you really can get any oil out of this. I see here no ship movement. I have I have already fought level 3 at Surabaya. I have also some ships here, and Houston is already getting radar. Chicago is the same, so then I have 2 modern good American cruisers with radar. That cruiser is already also. Then I have 1 more cruiser. Okay. Then I have 3 cruisers. Okay. Still not sure how I use them. But Batavia, you can see, is also building up level 3 fort. And I have still whole of the Dutch Air Force, 240 aircraft in Batavia. Most of my aircraft is in Batavia. This is related because I have much more support here. I also got the British Air Command out of Singapore to Batavia, so I have now 2 HQs here. And also ABDA, these guys are already here, I think, from the beginning. But I got this HQ out of Singapore, and I also transfer here some heavy flak, some tank units, and some. These are all the smaller stuff. They are only block forces, but they are cheap to buy them out, and I can maybe rebuild them here in over time. Now the Malayan Army HQ is transferring from Singapore to Java because it's more support, and support is helping to recover damaged units. Singapore itself, so still Air Force for cap duty. The cruiser cover force is also still here. 2 ships are in port, still stand down. Maybe sooner or later I have to reactivate them. I also sent some troopers to Medan to help here. You can see this is one of these block forces is here helping. A base force is also here because the Dutch have an air arm, but no engineers at all. So I get at least some engineers to Medan to help here, slowly building up Fort Level 3. And what I also need is a AHQ in Medan to have the possibility to use torpedo bombers here. But yeah, in the long run, I could try to buy out here even more equipment if I really need it and if it's possible. The Australian guys maybe, but they are good for holding the city. So I will focus normally on the smaller stuff. All the small stuff I like to take it out, or maybe also more of the flag guns. They could be useful. And I still have the 2 divisions here. 1 division full ready and 1 division disabled. Of course, they are also the main factor why I can still hold Singapore. Singapore itself have still enough fuel and supplies to maintain the situation. A little more bleak is the situation at Manila because I have enough supplies, but it's really always at the edge. Building up here Fort Level 4. Once this is I think then it's over. I will never go over 4. But and I must maybe stop this soon. It's cost me too many supplies to build this kind of forts. Up to level 3, it's cheap, I would say, or acceptable, but everything over 3 getting expensive. 4 is okay still, maybe, but 5, I think then it's always double the price. Something like this. Burma is going well because I feel also tons of supplies, and if I really want, I can get here more. My British cruiser force every day making bombardments. Not sure if I really get more experience out of this. I don't know more the starting experience of this cruiser. Exeter 60, maybe it's really increased. Maybe a quarter point per bombardment. I don't know. You get experience for this, but I don't know how many. I've still the 3 air wings. These are this emergency American flying tigers. I convert them all to normal B-17s or P-38s and give the Chinese all these airframes. Simply because you can see these air wings are able to use US Army air wings frame or airframes, but also Chinese airframes. But I simply say Chinese airframes for Chinese Air Force. Because I have so many other airframes that why I need 3-4 days to convert them. In these 3-4 days you are simply out of air cover, so must be the right moment. But now I have in China, if I really want, I have here my Flying Tigers, and these are Chinese air wings with Chinese pilots. Not that these pilots are great, but yeah. The Chinese Air Force simply have no better airframes. This is the problem. I don't get anything else. There's nothing. I need to wait to July 42. I get this kind of airframe. What is okay, but compared to This is a P40B. This is worse. This airframe is better, I would say. At least I have them now. The only really downside is that you have a service ranking of 3, so they're easily offline if they get damaged. But overall, the situation in China is fine. The Japanese took only what I not really try to defend, and where I try to hold, I hold. Yeah. Of course, the supply situation is not perfectly, but this is simply impossible with this kind of Chinese army requesting so many supplies. But yeah, I training also my Chinese bomber air fleet, but I also try to train them something else to get the defense bonus up or skill up, but not working too well. Problem with the Chinese Air Force or Strike Air Force is that it's really similar to the fighter force. I need normally to wait for the Hudsons. This is a bomber you can use. Payload is not great, but the range is good and is protected. And yeah. I have no supplies to really use the Chinese bomber fleet anyway now. Maybe in 1, 2, 3 months this is different. I still control the Burma road, is still open, so I get still the bonus. I have here also supply. I hope that really will flow in this direction. Yeah. My 2 British divisions in Burma are building up slowly. So the 17th India and the 1st Burma division are both here. I still have a lot of Burma guys are disabled, so I wait that they are completely recovered. And once both divisions are 100% recovered and have 100% preparation for Rangoon, I will make the next attempt to strike Rangoon. So need still 2 weeks, I would say. Calcutta looks fine. Calcutta looks so fine that I start now to shift stuff to the next base and build up here. So I have Calcutta, then I have the next one, Chittagong. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. Chittagong. And of course, here is Makwa. That would be the next stop. So you have 1 base, 2 base, 3 base. So there's always a short range airframe can always transfer easily. If there's ever the Japanese attempt to really push here hard in Burma. So far, no. Sooner or later I have also to transfer maybe the twin engine bomber fleet from the British side to Makwe and then helping from here out the B-17s out of maybe Calcutta, then the British here twin engine bombers, and then I have much more payload to drop day by day on the Japanese. And if there's no change of the strategic situation, sooner or later I need to do something here. Yeah. But maybe this will all change once Singapore is lost. I also have Revanche coming, the next British battleship, and fully intact, of course. Not so sure where I will send it, so I go first maybe here to Christmas Island, park here and see how is the situation. Because there are more battleships coming, and then I can have maybe a British battle squadron. Here, Ramillis and Resolution is here. So these are the 4 battleships for Royal Sovereign class. Anything to discuss in India? Not really. Karachi is building up support. Most important that you have more dock capacity. You can see I have so much fuel that I never will use it maybe. And supplies is also coming. I have my bottleneck is now here's the dock capacity. I cannot dock all the tankers I have to transfer non-stop fuel. Not that I really need this kind of fuel, but yeah. So there is no supply or fuel issue in India ever. After 1 week or maybe latest after 3 weeks, I was able to have unlimited supplies and fuel in all in India and on my bases around the map, more or less. So it's really only a little logistic skills, and then it's no issue for the allies. And even if I lose 10% of my tanker fleet or 20 or 30%, I think it's not an issue. Cape Town, also fine. The bases really are a little complicated as Aden, but I had to transfer fuel from Abadan to Karachi, and then from Karachi I transferred back to Aden, because Aden is really high. It's a port where there's a lot of shipping demand and air fleet and ground troops arriving here, and this will request a lot of fuel. So this is the only logistic question I had to solve. What else? There's not much else I can really discuss. Alaska, no activity here. Good. Waiting for the Japanese to push once again. Maybe. So in Townsville I have now 220 aircraft. In Brisbane I have now roughly 81 aircraft. Sydney is at 132. And Melbourne had also some air fleet, 78. And a little is in Perth, but this is only small fish stuff, training. But it's that I have something if there's any ever Japanese attempt. And of course in Darwin I have also a small air fleet of 65. So you can see I have a lot of aircraft already in Australia ready to do something if it's really needed. But up to now I don't see the, plus my air fleet here, for more speed, 200 aircraft. Tons of aircraft ready, and they're training and preparing and training and preparing. And if I can see a target, what I would judge is worse a strike, I could go out. But up to now, it's simply no. Too far away, too little, too risky. I don't need to sink every Japanese ship. I only need to find the ships with value and then go for it. So see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.